by the way. We're freaking live.
Are we?
Yeah. We are live.
It's a good thing when you're live.
We are alive.
All right.
I mean, I kind of posted everywhere. I don't need to. We're going to post in the Discord too.
I have a few questions I want to ask our guest tonight.
Go for it. Lead the interview.
Just a heads up. It's more of a coming from a writer's perspective, like or a artist perspective. Like that's the biggest thing I want to know is like what annoys him as an artist working with a writer. You know, like
that's
what,
good. Yeah, that's a good question.
Pet peeves, you know, stuff like that. I want to know. Yeah, quite a few things. So
I want to know what turns you on.
Yeah, that's like not
that.
a question I am going to be asking.
I'll cover that. You hit pet peeves. I'll hit turn-ons. I mean, the whole gambit's covered.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I'll listen in. I'm sure it'll be entertaining.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know him either. To be honest, I don't know the guests that much either. Just
wait, you invited someone on, you don't know?
I don't know anybody.
What if he's a murderer?
I mean, I'm safe in my house, I think.
Just a knock on my garage door. By the way, yeah, I am in my garage.
I'm here for the interview. It's like, well, please stop.
I can't wait till it cools down, man. It is, even with my AC on in here, it is so, I'm like just sweating. It's just so much fun. My wife took over the old room, and now I'm stuck out here. Did I tell you that I built a shed?
No.
Yeah, I
well, you told me you were going to get a shed in to replace your like rickshaw version of a shed that you had.
Yeah, it was very shoddy. So yeah, we bought a very nice, expensive shed, and I'm so upset with myself because I built the shed and it was all pretty, and I had to use, like, it took me all day, a whole Saturday to do. And I left all my power tools outside, not remembering, and it's rained the past 2-3 days and like ruined all my power tools. I know, I'm a mess, man. I know.
You're a mess, bro.
It's so sad. I'm like, but now I can't build things.
Sorry, I can't build things anymore, honey. I'm just gonna have to go play Starfield. Sorry, bye. Not the end of the world. You'll be all right.
So is Ziggy still alive?
I don't know. He shows up for our live streams sometimes and then disappears. So hopefully he's still alive. Yeah. I need to talk to him. So let's see. Do you have any? I have a couple cool updates. I wouldn't mind because my Indiegogo goes live Monday. So I wouldn't mind blowing through the preview, looking at it, since we won't really have that opportunity until it goes live. And then I have as close to the finalized trailer as possible.
I'm excited. Are you gonna show that?
It turned out good. Yeah, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it today.
Heck yeah, I'm excited to see the trailer. I mean,
hopefully
the updates,
the sound will come through
though. It's not much other than I'm still waiting for the proof. I mean, I ordered the book two Saturdays ago. So they said it's 14 days shipping or 14 days standard. So it'll probably be here by this weekend. I was praying that I would show up today and it would be in my mailbox and I could show the proof for issue 2 today, but it'll have to be next week. So, but other than that, you know, Kickstarter's almost fully complete, ready to go. I'm just gonna really focus on getting some more early signups, things like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the book's done, and I think that's the biggest thing, right? We were actually talking about that today. It's hard to feel comfortable sometimes when there's, like, we were looking at a Kickstarter, and it's hard to feel comfortable sometimes when there's not a lot of information on that Kickstarter, and you can clearly tell that only like a page or two has been done. and you're like, man,
Yeah.
it's not that you don't want to, I get that's what crowdfunding is for, right? Crowdfunding is literally to help people, be able to do what they love, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, there's been so many people screwed over in this space, and so people are
Unfortunately,
just
yeah.
they're scared to do that now. So it almost feels like it's gotten so far away from what it used to, what it's intended for, which is to help people, gain the money or get the money to actually be able to create. Now it's almost like you have to have a finished book to get
You
people
got the
to
product
feel comfortable,
and you're
which
ready. And
I
then,
do.
yeah.
But in this case, and I've tried to do both. Well, actually, I did it the first time. Of course, we funded, and I'm doing it
Yeah.
again this time. And I mean, I feel like that makes it's also more comfortable for me as well. I don't
Yeah.
feel the stress of holding on to people's money
Yeah.
when I don't have a finished product. Like
Or
that's a
the rush
huge,
of like, or the not rush, but as soon as the campaign ends, like, all right, let's get it out. Like, I need to
yeah,
get my book going. I need to get it completed, sent out.
a lot
Now
more
it's just,
focus on
yeah,
that
you can just
and
go
that alone.
printing. It's just easier. But, not everyone can do it.
Yeah. And with this next Kickstarter, because it is issue 2, I'm gonna have a free, digital download for the last one issue 1,
Right.
so PDF. I'm trying to think about if I want it, because now on Kickstarter you can actually do like a link. You can actually click on something and it will take you to that link. So I'm thinking
Okay.
about doing a picture or something like that, where they just click on that and it will actually take them to the PDF right there from the Kickstarter. They can read it, and if they like it, they can come back issue 2
I like
and
that.
go
Yeah.
from there.
That seems cool.
But yeah, I was having a hard time. I was talking to my wife last night about, like, I showed you the sticker with the QR code, free download for issue 1,
Yeah.
and I was talking to her about it. She's like, "Well, you got to figure out how to translate, people coming to that PDF and reading your book. You've got to figure out how to translate that to backers for issue 2, translate that people that come to your social media and things like that." She's like, "If you just give it away for free, what are you getting in return?" And I'm like, well, I get that, but at the same time, they're not going to come to issue 2, and even though issue 2 is a standalone, it
Yeah.
follows one character, that we introduced at the end of issue 1. Even though you wouldn't be confused at all, it's still people, when they see issue 2, they're going to want to know something about the story, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Is
It's a
there a
give
way
and take,
to
and
is
we'll
there a
see
way
how it
to
goes.
set up I don't know about on Kickstarter or on Indiegogo. I'm gonna have to look into it, but is there a way to set up to where if you back issue 1, issue 2, 5% off for backers of issue 1? You know what I mean?
You
Like the
could
OG Kickstarter.
I don't think there's a tier for that. I think they would actually have to personally message you and
That's what
like
I'm
say,
saying.
"Hey,
There should be
but
something that's connected. I feel like if you can
yeah, yeah,
string, especially with Kickstarter when it comes to comics, like if you end up coupon code Romo Art, got it. Never mind.
there you go."
We're just not that smart.
We're just working through it.
Working through it. Thank you. I was wondering that because I was like, this should be or an add-on. Yeah, that makes sense. But I was thinking something a little more integrated, like to where campaigns could be kind of strung together. It's like, oh, this is the continuation of this series linked issue 1. Oh, you were a backer of issue 1,
Hmm.
instantly sent out. The second string of Kickstarters is currently going live. You know,
Yeah.
being an original backer gets you this percentage off or something like that. Almost just built in
One thing
would be
that's
cool.
really nice, and that I didn't even think about, is you technically have, like in my case, in my first campaign, I have 102 emails from the original 102 backers. I can actually take those emails and I can shoot out a mass email saying, "Hey, we're launching issue 2 coming up soon. Give a date," kind of deal. I think that Kickstarter automatically sends out an email when you launch. If you backed a previous campaign, I believe that Kickstarter automatically launches, "Hey, back another campaign by this person," because I've got
Hmm.
quite a few. I get them very often about, "Hey, back this guy again," and so I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe they'll do it when I launch, but I'll probably do like a second email just to, get people back on board. And, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the crazy thing about it is with you, with me, we got such great feedback for the people who bought the book and read it. And, it's just a matter of, I almost feel like the time is different. Like back then, we were coming right out of COVID, and people were really big into the live streams and the comic space, because a lot of people were working from home and had more time. But it's just so much different now, man.
I wish I would have gotten into this during COVID.
Yeah, I know. People are working so hard to try to survive. I feel like that free time, that time they had to really like invest in passion projects and find passion projects, it's really been taken up by trying to survive right now. It's rough. But
yeah. Speaking of trying to survive, let's take a look at Vincent Van Gogh trying to survive. Okay. Segue.
Don't mind me sucking down my whatever this is.
What are you drinking?
It's literally so it's Greek yogurt in a bottle. Like you drink it.
I know what it is. Yeah, my wife buys them sometimes. Not a huge fan.
No, because the texture.
Yeah, it's gross, dude.
It's so nasty, bro.
I've put them in the freezer though. It's not bad. Kind of get that frozen yogurt texture. It makes the texture much better.
Yeah, I need to try that. I feel like I'm drinking like
anything to make healthy food
disgusting.
taste better.
Yeah.
All right. Let me share.
Let's see
this. This is I already sent you a link, but I did a couple little tweaks and updates. So I want your opinion on it. There's still one or two things that I know I'm going to need to update and change. So present.
Let me see it. That's one thing I don't see a lot of either is people like posting up a link to their a preview to their Kickstarter. I was actually thinking about doing that for my Kickstarter, just to see what people think of it.
It's not a bad idea. I think it'd be good. I don't know why. I think more transparency is better than less.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
You know what I mean?
That freaking, I already told you this, but that cover, that art, I absolutely,
I'm a fan.
I love it. It's so good.
This is Artificial #1 Second Chance campaign. Indiegogo preview goes live Monday. So starting at the top, this will be replaced with a trailer, which will also be reviewed as soon as we get done with this. But this will be replaced with a trailer. So only asking $500 for the start. It's going to run 30 days. So some of this is fairly similar to the Kickstarter. Some things have been slightly tweaked when it comes to verbiage that I found was like, okay, I could word this better, so on and so forth. But I did like kind of how I had the Kickstarter set up, so I just followed it at least to a certain degree. So we have the story. We don't necessarily need to go through everything. Characters.
Real quick, I love the PDF, like the tiers on the right. I'm sorry, like that is cool. I have not seen that done where you actually have the background. I love that, dude.
I was really kind of racking my brain because I will scroll through them when we get down to the end of this, but I was setting up the physical tiers, and I'm like, well, this is easy because it's just physical looking objects. And I'm like, what kind of image am I doing for PDF? I have no idea. And so I came up with that, which I like it too. I think it turned out okay.
Yeah, it's very good.
I'm glad you like it. Nope. All right, so we got the characters, their little snippets, covers. So same as the Kickstarter, only obviously new covers. So I have inked by interior artist Gabriel Fonseca, colored by Sergio Martinez. So this is the new standard cover.
Yeah, that's just beautiful, man.
I am a huge
I love
fan.
It, man.
They killed it. They did a great job. Obviously, the propaganda edition stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that's looking good. Previews. I added a couple different previews than I did for the Kickstarter, along with allowing some verb or some, actual dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
That way people could actually see some of that. Which we've all seen for the most part. And then obviously the propaganda version of that. The team, me and Gabriel. All right, so rewards. I added this thanks to you because I was like, oh, I've never done that, which is stupid. I should. So standard edition physical copy of the standard edition and digital copy, $8. for the standard. $8 for propaganda edition physical. Next tier collector's bundle, $15 for both. So,
Man, these prices are.
I mean, it's already done.
Yeah.
And a little inside baseball for anyone watching. My plan is to, when the printing stage hits for this, I'm going to be taking a chunk of it out of my own pocket, obviously, unless we do very well in the Indiegogo. But I'm going to be taking a chunk of it out of my own pocket to order enough to where hopefully I will be getting these at around $1.50 a copy.
Okay.
Because if I can order enough that will carry over to the 4 cons we have coming up next year, then I might as well just order those now.
Makes sense, yeah.
If that's the case, I'm making money on these. So that will put it at a lower, price point for people who want to back it.
Yeah.
That's
a really good price. I mean, that is a really good price. $8, like $6 shipping probably. So I mean, you get in the book, that's not a bad price.
So we got that, and then the enhanced bundle, $100.
Oh, you're getting everything.
Oh yeah, but and then something fancy. So you get standard edition, propaganda edition, both PDFs, exclusive Vinny's sunflower patch, which is actually not available for this campaign. That was only for the Kickstarter. But if you do the enhanced bundle, you can get it, along with the add-on bundle, which you'll see that at the bottom. I actually should put that above this. Now that I think about it, maybe. The sticker sheet and Vinny's sunflower pin, which is a custom enamel pin. I'm getting those in pretty soon. I can't wait to see those. And then become enhanced. Have your likeness used in Artificial 2, either a drone or a human.
Nice.
So you'll work with my artist, and we'll put you in the comic.
Sick, dude.
That's why it's $100.
No, that's awesome, man.
I figured I'd offer something a little fancy. I didn't offer anything fancy on the Kickstarter, so I like things like this. Now, obviously, this is one of those things where it's like, well, issue 2 hasn't come out yet. This is a, quote unquote, a leap of faith in theory. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I guess you could say it's not guaranteed, but other than me saying 100% is guaranteed, we are working on issue 2 already. Like Gabriel's getting through all the sketches. We're actually supposed to have a meeting tomorrow to review all the sketches for every page. And then we're going to actually start inking and coloring. So it will happen. So it will happen. Don't you worry. The add-on sticker sheet. You got your Vinny Sunflower pin, which is a little bit larger than normal pin. It's like a 1 inch 0.25 inch and a quarter pin by inch and a quarter, I think. So I'm excited about that. Now reviews, cool. I added this section because I had a couple friendly faces give some reviews, and I'm really proud of them. So we got Ben Gibbons, who's a friend of the podcast the live stream, and he's been on a couple times, but he gave a little snippet, which is really nice. Kurt Sasso, host of Two Geeks Talking. I've been on his show before. He gave a little snippet, really nice. And then our good friend Rico, he actually gave a really lengthy review. And Rico, if you watch this, I really appreciate it. It was very flattering. Hope you don't mind. I condensed it because there was no way it was going to fit on like this page. It would have been too much. But anyway, so this is a little section I added.
That is awesome.
And then the future. So basically just saying, hey, we've already had a successful Kickstarter. This is just going to help us get through issue 2. Everything's already done. We're good to go. 0 risk to this campaign.
I love it. Yeah. I think it's really well put together. That's so much different than even when I was on here the other day.
I've been spending a lot of time on it, so I'm hoping it comes out well. And then this is the slot side, so obviously you saw those.
How do you do? Is that's a mock-up, right?
Yeah, like a blank template.
And then you just put your book on there.
I need using Photoshop, whatever.
I need to get some of those done.
Yeah, they got some free ones online that you can find. So I just found them. Doesn't look super good, but then again, I mean, when you're like zoomed in, it doesn't look super great. But from here, it looks fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got standard edition. It also allows you to put like what technically it goes for on the market.
Oh,
so
nice.
in theory, this would be a little cheaper than what I would sell it for standard. There's a collector's edition early bird. So that's for $12. You get both physical comics. That's going to end. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do it like 24 hours or a week. You know what I mean? I don't know yet.
24 hours.
Yeah, because I could
Get
probably
people in the door. Like that's the whole point of it, is get people in the door and like want them to back day one / within that first 24 hours.
Yeah.
Just like get them in, and I think that's the best way to do it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll probably do this for 24 hours. So it's only $12 for both copies. Then you obviously have your collector's edition physical, $15, which we already went over. And then your enhanced bundle.
That looks really good. I mean, the graphics are clean. It just looks really good.
Yeah, it turned out good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah. I think it did turn out pretty good.
All your personal on there. No, that's what it looks like when you actually click.
Yeah. So when you click on this is what it would look like. Thankfully, I don't have my personal information. I was about to say, what?
Doc.
Stop the stream. All right, so that was that. Man. I'm really proud of it. I think it turned out really good. Now, let me show you the trailer.
Yeah, I am excited for this.
So this guy, Chris.
You?
It's me. It's always been me. This guy, Chris, is really talented. He's newer to this type of thing. You sent me a link to a guy who seems like he's been doing it for a little while. So that would have been an option for sure. But this guy, I believe, and if he watches this, feel free to text me that I'm wrong. But I believe he's slightly newer to it. He's only done 1 or 2 of these before. And so we were actually working pretty close hand in hand because me and you both have some video editing background, me and you, thanks to the podcast and other things we've done, and you working on your own trailers. So there were a couple things where I kind of guided him in like, this transition needs to be smoother here. This needs to be quicker here. And I think we got it to flow really well. But I will say, it's only 30 seconds long. It's actually 25 seconds long. It's fairly expensive to have a trailer like this made, which is why we're trying to condense it into like a really quick, almost TikTok-esque trailer. And then I'm going to come in at the end and be like, hey, everyone, thanks for checking out the Indiegogo, yada, yada, yada. So let me see.
It's better for advertising too. The shorter it is, people just are so quick to click off links nowadays.
All right. So the only issue with showing you is something's up with my computer with like compression right now. So like the way he compresses it, it won't read it as an actual video file. But if I throw it in DaVinci, like the editing software, I can just play it back and edit it on my own. So we're just going to watch it in the viewer in DaVinci. So
make sure you include audio.
How do you do that? Present?
It should be on the bottom left, I think.
Share screen. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio. Okay. Interesting. Hold on. It's not there. Let me pull it up. And then, sorry, everyone. Super new to this.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's only been our 6th one. DaVinci.
Has it been 6 already?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Do you see it?
I see it.
All right. I do not see anything that says share audio.
All right. Let's just try it, and we'll see if we can hear it. No audio.
No audio. Okay.
If you go to let me see something. I don't want to take over yours. Let me see. Also share tab audio. So if you're in like Chrome tab window,
it might be DaVinci because
entire
I'm in DaVinci.
Screen. So if you share your entire screen or a Chrome tab, then you can share audio.
Okay, maybe it's because I'm sharing just the DaVinci.
You see how it says also share system audio when you go to entire screen?
That's what I'm going to do now. Share system audio. Sweet.
All right, now try it.
All right, let's try this. All right, we're going into the wormhole of us, and let me bring this up. All right, do you see it?
Yes, sir. You might want to enlarge it.
Does that sound like it?
Yeah, you got audio.
Okay, I'm not going to enlarge it because it's only at HD. So like if you
Okay.
enlarge it, it's kind of grainy. I mean, it could, but it's just not really worth it. But this is going to be it. Once we get the HD thing. So that's it.
That's sick though. That's awesome, man. I mean, it's quick, easy to
Really
understand,
quick.
and to the point.
I like it. I think it turned out pretty good. There's a couple little tweaks I'm going to have him make, and then I intentionally made him make the end blank per se, because I can always tag on little like back it now, and then I can remove that
On
once
the
the
end, yeah.
Indiegogo's done and be like available now, stuff like that.
Sweet.
Yep. So that's Chris. He does good work. I might ask him if he wants to come on the podcast sometime. On the live stream sometime. This is not a podcast. I'm just too used to saying that. I don't know why. Weird.
That was weird.
Anyway, that's it, man. Those are all the updates. Oh, no. I do have one more update.
What the heck, Chris, man?
Before we bring our guest on.
Oh, you got it. I ordered my own too.
I got my tape.
Dude, that looks awesome.
I got my tape. I'm so excited.
BentBox. Dude, that's
I'm going to wrap things in this.
It's so funny. It's the small things, dude. I got the last one logo like going across like one. So did you get the 300-foot roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
It's a chonker.
That's huge.
But huge. I didn't realize that it was like it said packaging tape.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, cool. And then I didn't realize that my brain went to I thought I might have my like packaging tape I made for obviously the last shipment I did, but just like a regular roll of packaging tape, that clear stuff. Yeah. That smells terrible. Not
Depends
like
on who you are.
I mean, I indulge
I don't
in
think
the
it smells
occasional
that
sniff. It doesn't smell good, but it's oddly satisfying to smell.
It's made of
so
it's like gas.
But yeah, just sniffing gasoline. They're all sniffing glue. I don't know if anyone knows that reference. So this, but this is like legit Amazon style packaging tape, like the tearaway kind. You know what I'm trying to say? There's like a special way you have to actually apply it. Like it comes with packaging tape instructions.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for tape.
That's the small things, dude.
We're stupid. It is a small thing. I want people to get it and then rip it apart, and I'll be excited about that. That's what I'm excited about. All right, that was my last update officially.
Okay. Cool. Good.
All right. Let's see.
I got questions, bro.
Yeah, let's bring them in. So, everyone who's watching, we got a couple right now. One, that's fine. We're gonna bring in Ron. He's gonna be our guest for tonight. Let's bring him on in. I think he's ready. And there he is.
Hey, Ron. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Got me good. Awesome. How you guys doing?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right.
Good. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, buddy.
Of course. It's glad to have you on. My name's Chris. We've kind of talked back and forth a handful.
Yep.
This is John. We're
nice
kind of
nice to meet
partners in crime over here at BentBox Comics. Just a little indie developer trying to make things work.
So let me see now, John. Do you work with Chris and do your own comic, or what do you do?
Yeah, so I do my own comics, right? And I kind of do that under the umbrella of the company that we own together, which is BentBox Comics.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's very new. I mean, within the last month or so.
We just started. We just started like in March. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, brand new. Yeah.
Yeah, I did comics. I did comics before all this. I published self-published a book. And then Chris came along and was like, hey, I want to do a book. And then we're like, hey, we're both doing comics. we've been friends since high school. Let's do something together, right? So
Awesome.
formed a team, and now we're putting everything together. So we're eventually gonna have a box with both of our comics in it that people can get, that kind of deal. So working towards
Nice,
all that.
nice. So you guys don't work on each other's books. You're just
No.
under the same umbrella, doing your own thing under that umbrella.
Exactly.
So
Nice.
far,
Okay.
until sometime maybe. We definitely hit each other up for advice.
Mm-hmm.
We have meetings sometimes where I go because we don't live too far away from each other. So sometimes we go over each other's houses and kind of like
That's
run
the same with me.
through.
That's the same with
Yeah.
me and Matt. Matt Boyce is the creator of Sector 7. And
Okay.
we've been friends for like maybe 10, 12 years. We live like 3 blocks away from each other.
Oh,
So
dang.
yeah, he's the writer of Sector 7, and we're both the co-creator. It was his idea originally, and I'm the artist. And then
Cool.
while we were waiting for that to fund, which it didn't, but while we were waiting for that to fund, I got picked up, thank God, by Chris Faction, who has a sci-fi book called Nano 13. So that's what I'm drawing right now.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm drawing that for Chris. Probably be done about the end of November for Chris. And then Matt just told me, we just had our show Monday, The Adventures of Matt, Man, and Romo. And he just told me that like he put Sector 7 back up as it's not launched yet, but there's a Sector 7 page on Kickstarter now. Because we tried Indiegogo, we tried Fund My Comic. I think we didn't even finish on Indiegogo. We actually canceled the campaign, and then we went to Fund My Comic, and it didn't fund. Basically, thanks EDC Studios, awesome, thanks, buddy. So we were just so new, and I heard you guys talking earlier, and it's so this like I knew nothing about I knew about comics, mainstream, right? I'm 47,
Right.
I've been around a while. I knew nothing about indie comics, which is a mirror reversal of how to actually approach the business. Like, I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe how completely backwards this whole thing is. Because if you don't have an audience, no one's going to buy the product. Where in the other world, the quote unquote normal world, the product gives you the audience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is
that IP and everything.
Yeah, I had no idea.
We're starting from scratch, kind of. I mean, imagine, because I get it, and I'm the same. I'm on the same boat. We're looking at it, and we're like, okay, I'm gonna write something.
Yeah.
Who am I? No one knows.
No one.
Who are you? No one knows.
No one.
And then we're like, okay, could you buy my thing now, please?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah,
I understand.
I get it. Like, dude, I've been able to talk to a couple pros, like in the comics gate, especially one in the comics gate, like in their personal forum thing, who's been really, really nice to me. And and I'm not a comics gator. I'm just a comic guy. I like I get along with everybody. I get along with everybody. Couldn't care less. But he was very nice to me. And I'm telling you, I don't want to give out any names, but this guy's book, all right, if you were to walk into the comic shop like 20 years ago and you saw this guy's book on the shelf, this guy would be killing it. Because you when you walk into a comic shop, and if you guys have ever done the numbers in your head as you're really frustrated about why something's not happening, when you used to walk into a comic shop, if you had $50, you could buy 10 to 15 books and then maybe take a chance on some ones that you didn't know, but they look cool.
Yeah, $3, $2, something like that. It's not bad.
Come into the indie world and you have $50. You're going to get
one comic.
2. You're going to get 2 maybe if you're lucky. And then there's no chance taking. And it's like, and I've talked to the guy before. I'm like, man, like I would grab your stuff off the shelf immediately. You would be one of the top guys based on your book. But because this industry works differently, because they're barely buying your product. Your product needs to be good, but they're barely buying that. They're really buying you first.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so, I never wanted a YouTube channel. I'm an introvert. Like, I don't even.
Same here, man.
Like talking to people in my daily life. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. I swear to God. And it's like, it's been helpful. I've had to really come out of my shell.
Yeah.
But I just want to draw cool stuff and create cool stuff. And you got to be like a celebrity now in order for anyone to even give a shit. It's really tough.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because like
tough.
The pros that were doing the comics like you're talking about, I've actually watched a few of them, and they talk about how the second they got out of like mainstream industry and tried to create their own book, nobody even knew who they were.
No,
they were literally like these artists who were working on mainstream books, and they come into they actually had to rebuild their whole portfolio in the indie scene because it was like, oh, who is this guy? Like, it's crazy.
It helps if you're attached to someone else who's already done it. If you're friends with them from the industry, and you go off on your own, and you can get in like a group and you start doing chats with them, that'll help you pretty quickly. Even then, it's so weird because I see people on certain panels, and I'm like, okay, one is killing it. There's like three middle class, numbers, middle class indie numbers. There's one killing it, a few middle class, and then the rest are just like, we're trying. But they're all on the same panel. It's still a personality thing.
Yeah.
It oftentimes can be a political thing, which, you know what? It's not my thing, but if it works for you, do it. You know what I mean? It's you gotta. If I came into this industry in March with any kind of clout, you bet damn well I would have used it.
Yeah,
because you have to.
Yeah,
so
it's almost like most industries have some aspect of that. They have some kind of, somebody, you have a foot up. You know what I mean? If you don't know anyone, you're going to struggle a little bit more.
Yeah.
But then, especially if you're an introvert or, not super savvy when it comes to marketing or reaching out or being proactive. Even if you are, sometimes you fall flat on your face. But
there's no guarantee. There's
a true grind to it. Yeah, there's a true grind to it. Like you have to just be on your phone all day, basically. Just hitting up people, marketing.
Yeah, I mean, we all have full-time jobs. I'm sure you guys have a full-time job. I got 3 kids, and I come home from work, and I'm not the kind of husband that just screws off to the basement or the shed. Like, I want to spend time with my family. That's the only reason I go to freaking work is because I love my family. You know what I mean? So it's really tough to balance, especially when I'm the artist, which is the most time-consuming part of the comic is drawing it.
For sure.
Agreed.
And then I've also got to be, the face and the camera and stuff like that. And it's like I said, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I can't say I respect to you, and I'm horrible with names. So you're Chris and John.
That's me.
John.
Yep. Chris and John. Okay. So yeah. There you go.
You got
it. So respect to you, Chris, because honestly, you said you were going to take a chunk out of your pocket, but the way you planned it out, you could be making money as long as the cons go good. And
I mean, that's,
you know what I mean? Like,
fingers crossed.
I'm 47 with 3 kids. Like, there's nothing coming out of my pocket. Like, if I don't fund, I'm just not doing it because I can. Like I can draw pictures for free all day long and not make money. I'll just put them on the fridge. You know what I mean? I mean, I love it, but there has to be some kind of monetary thing. And how you have it planned is really good. It's hard for me to think like that.
Well, it's different for me, and I'll be very transparent about it. I'm in a very blessed very #blessed situation. I was able to capitalize on something with the whole housing market. I was able to work with it, you know what I mean? Kind of work the system a bit. That's what a bunch of people did. But I was able to get into a separate situation where I didn't have to spend that money. And so that money right now is currently being, into Fidelity, just kind of growing on its own. I'm trying my best to kind of keep it growing. But without that opportunity that came up, I wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
Because, and I even talked to my wife because it's like, we don't have extra money.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no extra money. And even right now I feel bad because there's so many Kickstarters I'd love to fund or help fund.
I'm the same way. I
don't have it.
I have nothing. Like me and my wife, I'm amazed we're not homeless half the time, to be honest. It's like I've said it multiple times, and I've said it probably for about 20 years. Like I never get ahead for now. Hopefully that'll change, but I always seem to have what I need. You know what I mean? So it's like,
which,
man,
me,
in this world,
that's fine.
Come on, like that's a good thing. I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful, but I want to. There's so many comics that I would actually like to get as an artist. There's some good looking stuff out there, and then there's stuff that are like my friends or someone that's helped me out
for sure.
And it might not be into what they do, but I want to give them $25. I want to buy their stuff, and I never can. That's one of the things that I want to do. Like when I get paid, is I want to be able to actually put money back in because I love comics too. You know what I mean? I'm not buying something I don't want, Yeah. So yeah, it's tough when you don't have the funds, but selling at the comic. Yeah, it's a really good idea.
Yeah, well, that's what kind of, to your point earlier though, with the whole getting out there. I mean, with Twitter, X being just a state of disarray, with Instagram, like organic growth isn't quite there anymore. Blue Sky is a thing, I guess. You know,
I don't even know
like
what that is. What is Blue Sky?
You're not cool enough.
I'm not.
No, I don't even know. Literally, we have a profile on it.
We have a profile. You need a code by someone else who had a code by someone else who had a code. That's how you get on there. I just asked someone who had it.
Wow.
There's nothing going on right now. What? It's basically Twitter. It's a Twitter clone. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe the algorithm works better there. I haven't really invested enough into it. But that's what John and I were talking about. We're like, all right, right now we're working separately. He was working under something called Unity Comics. I already had BentBox Comics established. And we kind of said, hey, let's team up.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it would be a better showing in general if we go, hey, here's BentBox Comics, one booth, all of his work, all of my work.
Yeah.
It'll kind of just have a better visual appeal almost at the same time because there's more books available. Rather than me waiting 2 years to get as many books as it would be if we merged. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was like, let's just merge.
You got more products. Like, that's what matters. The table's full.
Let's hit a con with a full table.
Yeah.
And so that's our plan. We're hitting 4 next year. January 7th is our first one. They're all local in Florida because we live in Florida.
Oh, nice. What part of Florida are you guys
at? Southwest Florida, Fort Myers. I'm in Lehigh.
One of my best friends lives Cape Coral.
Yeah, it's right.
Okay, yeah, Cape Coral.
Yeah,
10 minutes away from me.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I lived there with her and her husband and her kids for like 10 months, and it wasn't really a good situation then. So I came back. Like my mom died, then my grandma died 26 days later. So I'm flying back and forth for funerals, and I'm just like getting frazzled. And the living situation wasn't good. I'm like, I gotta go home. I gotta go home and just restart everything. But dude, that area is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It is pretty.
Yeah,
not bad. But so we're hitting up 4 different cons in Florida, and that's kind of going to be we're looking at 2024 as kind of a we're doing this kind of year. You know what I mean? This is a thing now.
Yeah.
We're going to the cons. We're going to have a bunch of crap ready. We're going to have solid presentations. And I am praying that is going to have a better result than me posting on Twitter. You know what I mean?
I gotta say, so here's the thing. And as you're talking, I'm thinking the most frustrating part that I found since I started this, and I'm new, I could be wrong. I don't think I am though. Sometimes it feels like there's more indie creators than there are indie fans just scouring the net looking for books they don't know about.
I agree with you.
Okay, so there's the toughest part is getting your stuff out to the audience who isn't looking, because most of the time I found Facebook to be almost useless. Twitter's been very useful for me, but I'm still talking to other creators.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to, I get likes and shares and follows through them. So there are some fans, but still the majority are creators. And it's like, how do you hit the fans? Is the only way, do you guys think, to hit the fans still to this day is cons?
We're gonna test that theory. That's the one. It's a very good point.
That's a lot.
Because I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm like, what are we missing? Right? believe we have good books.
Yeah.
We both have hired some really good artists.
Yep.
And the people close to us think that it's good, right? And we ask for criticism. We want criticism. We don't want somebody to just fluff us up and be like, oh, you got a good book. No, I want you to tell me if it's bad, because I'm not going to keep going that route, right? I want to learn. I want to grow. So I'm like, what are we missing? And I was like, it's got to be a connection to the audience.
Yep.
The only way to get a connection to the audience is really, I think, like this, face-to-face, having people on. The other way is, I think you have to go to them. And I feel like cons are the next best thing, to go to them, right? And try to get people on board through those cons. I am an introvert. I, like you, man, my job every day is to deal with like jerks all day long. And it's really hard. I have to be calm, collected.
I deal with the
I
public
don't
all day,
want to deal with people on my free time.
Yeah.
I want to be on my own. And so this whole con thing, and I talked to Chris about this, I'm completely out of my comfort zone. But at the same time, for some reason, I'm so excited to get to meet people and to actually see other people who love the industry. I don't know. I'm just really excited for that. And I think, like we were going back to, I think that's the missing link, is you are not connected to your audience. And I saw somebody say the other day, he said, if you're marketing to other creators, you're never going to be successful.
You're not.
Because the other creators don't have money to back your book half the time, because they're trying to work on their book. And so you need to market to the reader.
The problem is with statements like that is, here's the problem, good luck on the solution.
Exactly.
Because no one's got the solution. Like it's like, well, how do we fix the world? Well, you can't, because it'll never, because there's people here, and people, you can't fix anything when there's people here. So it just doesn't work that way. So it's really tough. And I like, the cons really aren't an option for me personally. First of all, I don't go anywhere without my wife, and we have 3 kids with no babysitter. So I'm not taking the whole, with 3 kids, it's a nightmare just to go to Walmart, right? They're kids. So I wish there was some kind of virtual con in a way, like I don't know all of social media. I just started Twitter in March. I never wanted social media. You know what I mean? I hadn't been on Facebook since I had my son 6 years ago. So all my social media started like in March. I don't know everything that's out there. There doesn't seem to be maybe forums. I don't even know where to look, where the fans are. I just don't know, to be honest.
I would say, so here's my point of view, and I'm not even practicing what I preach at the moment, just because I don't have enough minutes in the day. I wish I did, but I just don't even have that much time to allot to that. And I've been telling my wife for the last 2 weeks, because I'm ramping up my Indiegogo. So I've been pretty all hands on deck with like creating assets and like posting and sharing, a comment, post and share a comment. And I'm working a full-time job. And I'm like, at 5 o'clock hits, and I'm like, I got a freaking migraine. I was like, my head's killing me. I was like, I've been staring at 4 screens all day trying to do whatever. And I was like, with no avail for the most part. So that said, I do think there are outlets there that might serve you to find your fans or potential fans. I think Reddit might be actually underutilized in this space. There's so much traffic that hits Reddit, and
I look at Reddit, dude. I look at Reddit, and maybe I'm old. But I look at Reddit, and I'm looking at a spy network. I'm like, what is all this stuff? I don't even know what I'm reading.
I'm with you. We have to learn a new. It's a new language. Like you said you're what, 47?
47.
Yeah, I'm 34. John's 33, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're 10 years younger than you. Yeah, I don't know what the heck I'm looking at.
It's just garble. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. But I do understand its potential, and it just takes some time. It's almost like learning a new coding language, or like a new language altogether, where you have to learn how to navigate within this space to utilize it correctly.
Yeah,
I think Reddit is a potential place to find fans. I'm not doing it yet. I'm going to try.
Like you said,
maybe
there's
after
only
we
so
hit
much time in the day. I get it, but I think for all of us that something like this, spending some time on trying to find the fans, even digitally, because let's say you do 4 cons, you will make some fans at the 4 cons, guaranteed.
The
problem is it's you need to be there every day. Every day
Yeah.
you've got to be in people's face. So I think finding a digital type a digital type place where people are talking about comics and stuff, and not just mainstream, because it doesn't really transfer over a lot of the time. You just start getting yelled at a lot. Maybe I should try Reddit. Oh my god,
It's different for an artist as well, man. That's a whole nother thing. Like artists, they sell artwork. I think Instagram is probably your best place for art to grow an audience as an artist. Right now, Instagram is really pushing that art across their platform. Facebook's not really going to be that. Even for me as a writer, I don't know, dude. And I don't think as a writer, I don't think like Instagram, unless I'm using art from my book or something like that to promote my book. That's kind of a way to get in there. But and I know there's like live auctions, like there's art auctions and stuff like that. That's stuff that maybe you can look at as an artist. It's a lot harder, it depends on what your position is. And I actually wanted to kind of ask you a question. And I told Chris this, but as a artist, what I wanted to know kind of like what are some of if there are some of your pet peeves from writers. So like some of the things that a writer would give you that you might be like, okay, we need to work on this and things like that.
I will say, okay. It's going to be hard to answer that only because I don't have an answer. The reason why is because I'm also a writer. So before doing this, I would just do my own thing, right? Yeah. I just never had time to actually try to make a book out of it. Okay. My life's been kind of very strange. But when we started doing this, my writer was my best friend. Mm-hmm. And me and him are like one brain and two bodies. Like we know what each other is going to say. It works. Like we could come up with 5 years worth of story in 20 minutes. We're just synced up like that. Then I get hired by Chris Faction, who's the greatest person to work with because he's completely hands off. He sends me a script. I've asked him a few questions here and there, and if he has an answer, he gives it to me. If not, he's like, dude, I respect the artist. I want to see what you can do. So I've been really lucky so far. I'm actually dreading finding another person like Chris because I know I've been spoiled. But I have the kind of personality I can get along with anybody. Mm-hmm. If I don't like you, you wouldn't know it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I work with the public, just like you. Like I have to be nice all the time, Mm-hmm. I can tell you that throughout my art, my art career, just doing things here and there while I'm doing other jobs, the worst people that I've had to work with that I pretty much won't do anymore is logo designs. They're awful. They're absolutely awful. First of all, I'm not a graphic designer. Mm-hmm. So that's number one. Number two, I can do a cool logo. For some reason, people with logos think they have what they want in their head, but as they're verbalizing it too, you're like, this is impossible. This cannot, like what they want it to fit on a wall and a business card. And you're like, you're completely insane. That's never. So it's like, the logo people I have found to be the most frustrating. And the worst one I've ever had is actually my friend down in Florida. I just did one for her because she asked me. Me and her are like family. So I'm not going to say no. But holy shit, dude. I wish I had the testes to say no. I'm not going to. It was unbelievable. It was a nightmare. And I did it. I can't remember if she paid me. I did it for free. If she paid me something because she wanted to, I don't remember, but I would never charge her. But holy God, oh my God, it was horrible. and you know what? After November, I might have a story for you. I don't know, but dude, Chris is just the coolest guy. He really respects the process. He understands the process, and I've even changed one of his characters. Like when the first thing when I was drawing the first piece of promo art was change a male character to female, asking him first. But I'm like, dude, these are like they're not cyborgs, but they have like tech armor, like futuristic tech armor. I'm like, there's like they're all guys. The hottest thing in the world is a female in tech armor with a sword. I'm like, we gotta have one. And he's like, oh yeah, dude, do it. I'm like, cool. So he's totally cool. Like, he's just amazing to work with. I've been really lucky. I will say, the tough part is, at the end of the day, the artist is working. It is an unfortunate part of being an artist. The artist is being paid by the creator.
Yeah.
It's your job to make the creator happy. So at some point, you either understand that and you can see it, and you can say, I don't want to work with this person. And if you sign that contract and if you give your word, sorry, you got to man up and you got to finish it. Like, it's done. You got to, no matter how they are, you know, it can be a tough thing. I've been really lucky, and hopefully I'll continue to be lucky. But I will say one thing, John, for you, because you mentioned how you're an introvert like me, and doing the cons. I will tell you, I can almost guarantee you're going to have an amazing time, because my wife, every Monday and Friday I have a show. My wife yells at me every Monday and Friday, because after work, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. And she's like, you're always happier afterwards. And she's right. I'm always happier afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in doing things like this, I will say, listen, Sector 7 didn't get funded. We're going to keep going. I'm in for the long haul now. My kid's at the right age. My life kind of sorted itself out to where I don't have insane problems. Just the average, can't afford gas like everybody else. It's nothing, I can't make that an excuse anymore. So I'm in this for the long haul. I can tell you the best thing that's happened to me because of all of this is I grew up with mental illness, anxiety, depression, even Tourette's. And I will tell you, like, as I've gotten older, I've gotten better and better. This is something that I'm not even the same person that I was a year ago. I'm not even the same person I was probably 6-7 months ago. This has been like being busy. I used to think was overwhelming, and it can be, but if it's something that you like,
it depends on what you're busy with.
If it's incremental, it gets you used to handling more than you can usually handle.
Yeah.
And it's been honestly, just working like this has been a godsend for me. It's been really helpful with other areas of my life that don't include art, really. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna love the cons. I know you will.
Yeah. I just want to rekindle that passion for making people happy and smile and building that connection with people. I used to have that connection a long time ago. Life happened and I completely lost it, right?
Yeah.
And I lost that connection with people. I started to become introverted, depressed, all those things happened. And now I've kind of the shell of somebody I used to be. And I'm coming back around and I'm like, you know what? I want to have that again, right? And I mean, goodness gracious, man, I would give away my comics for free if I could, and that's how much I love doing this and my passion. If I'm not creating, I feel lost, right? Yeah. And so I'm like you said, I'm in this for the long haul, man. I want to be a part of it, even if I can't, being a part of it in the way I really want to. I still want to be a part of it in some way. So I'm excited for what the future holds, but it's tough, man. It is very tough.
Yeah. It is tough, and like you said, it's not exactly the best economy to try any of this. You know what I mean?
No.
But what are we going to wait for? You know what I mean? Like, there's no guarantee it's going to get better. In anything, like, it could get a little bit better, but over the long haul, history's proven things usually get worse. So it's kind of now we're in 10 years. We might all be living in Chinese cubes. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen in 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I might as well, the way I see it, I might as well spend my second half. My first half was a mess. I might as well spend my second half at least having fun with the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and in the process, like I just said, it's really helped me a lot mentally, and it's a good thing, man. I get to talk to, I would never just talk to strangers. 8 months ago, I never wanted to YouTube. I'd never talked to strangers, 8 months ago. and now it's like I kind of do it every week. I have people on my show, you know, and it's just different. It's nice, and
You want to say hi?
you got to get out of your head. And for people like me, hello,
It's my wife and my dog.
And there she goes.
She walked in. She's like, "Oh my goodness!" And I'm like, "This is so casual, relaxed."
Oh yeah. My wife
kids
is
walk
actually
in all
my
the time.
producer. My
Oh,
wife
there
is
you
my
go.
producer on Monday and Friday because I can't multitask, and when shit doesn't go right, especially on the computer, I want to just Hulk out and just snap something. So like my wife is much better with that stuff. So I just sit here. She does the visuals, she does the cues and everything. And thank God, oh God, thank God for her. I got married when I was 40. So like I said, literally my life started at my second half.
Oh
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will say the one thing we do have going for us as indie creators is how absolutely crappy the movie market is and how all these remakes are happening. If they could just tap into the indie world, imagine the freaking revolution they'd have in Hollywood, man.
The amount of the leap they have to take, though, because I've thought about that too.
It's creative.
It's such a leap to snag some random IP, but at the same time, you pick it right and you do it right. It can be big.
I have kind of a different take on the whole Hollywood thing. I feel they're doing it on purpose, to be honest. I don't think that these people are stupid. I don't think that any person in power is usually stupid. Some people fail upwards, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you don't just lose the ability to make good stuff. Like as of 2016, everyone didn't just go brain dead. You know what I mean? That's not what happened. And if it has to do with money, like after the first year of horrible flops, they would have stopped. It's not like I don't think they want to make good movies, to be honest. There's something going on, whether it's a push for AI stuff, whether it's a push just to be like, whether it's a push just to ruin society enough to where more people would volunteer to put on the helmet and just jack in.
Yeah.
You know, those things are already in the works. And now I kind of try to look at, okay, how are they steering us there? Because I kind of know where they want us. And making reality and just making us irritated by ruining things that we love. I mean, I have one tattoo. It's Captain America. One tattoo, right? After Winter Soldier, I'm Captain America guy now. You know, like a lot of people. And it's like just to see what they've done with characters that I've loved. I've had to walk away. I walked away from all of it. I'm amazed at the people who still like try to follow it and complain about it. Like, guys, it's not coming back. I'm sorry. It's indie or nothing. And Hollywood, I forget that Hollywood exists at this point. I'm outside. I don't have a dog in the fight, so I just try to figure out like, okay, why are they doing this, and where do they? I kind of know where they want us to go, and I'm watching them just drip the breadcrumbs, just kind of ruin this and ruin that, and eventually
they want us to be drones, man. That's the idea behind it.
Demoralization will lead to drones. It will.
If they take away creativity. What is creativity? Creativity is self-thinking, right?
That's the soul.
That's
the soul.
Like you can think for yourself, you can create, and that imagination they need gone because they want to think for you. And I'm not trying to get into like the politics or whatever, but more or less,
sounds like
not just politics.
Sounds like you're pitching my comic, John.
At the level where there's the agenda, even they don't give a shit about politics. Both wings are attached to the same bird. They don't care. They really that's for us. That's the show. That's the play that we're watching. They don't really care. You know what I mean? And that's
agreed. Yeah.
I'm just watching a play, and I'm like, I don't think any of this is coming back. And I think, thank God, I say, thank God I was an 80s kid, because God damn, that was the best decade ever. That was the best decade ever, man. The 80s. I don't think they want to make good movies. I really don't. I really think if we're gonna have movies, we're gonna have indie movies instead of indie comics. It's gonna be us doing it.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of people that want
we need to open
that.
our own studios to do that, and
that's
that's
what we need to do.
They are gonna put their thumb so hard on us. I mean,
well, I wouldn't say that you're going to release it in the theater, but there's going to be an alternate way to release what you do, whether it's your own website. I don't know, because these ideas haven't been created yet, but they probably will happen because humans just don't like to stop. They like to create. There's always going to be a faction of us that aren't going to go with the mainstream, and
Mhm.
we're usually more creative types.
100%. Yeah.
And there's going to be people that are making their own, whatever website there is, and instead of going to Netflix, they're going to go to the indie movie site instead.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing, that'd
Look
be
at
really
what the
cool.
Daily Wire did. I mean, I don't know if you heard the Daily Wire, but they pretty much are trying to make their own movies because they can't even get into the mainstream.
They're not going to be able to. Yeah,
They'll
not
never be
now.
able to. And they're
Yeah.
actually pulling the people who are getting canceled from
Yep.
mainstream. They're pulling them and using them in their movies, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
what you're saying is true. There are companies and people that are literally trying to recreate the industry, but do it their way, right?
Do it their way.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of
I'm
what you
gonna
have to
miss
do when you're
going to the
forced out.
movies with my wife. I'm gonna miss,
Yeah.
I miss all the time. Every weekend I miss going to the video store. I miss
Yeah.
that. My 10-year-old doesn't know what a video store is. That's sad. That sucks.
Yeah.
But
Blockbuster, man, going there, getting your newest movie, newest
Blockbuster.
N64 game.
It was the best. It was, you take your date, and I don't even know what the hell people do for dating now. How do kids date anymore?
Dude, don't even get me started on that.
I don't know how it works anymore.
We dodged the bullet. Like I could.
We did.
We're going a little off track here.
I know we are. I know. I like you guys. We gotta do this together. I like you guys.
This is where we go. This is the Patreon only section. No, we don't.
Yeah, right.
I don't have time to set up a Patreon either.
I'm not getting naked, Chris.
That's the other one. Well,
I'm
trying to convince them. Anyway, dude, it has been fun having you on.
Yeah.
I'm totally down. Have you on again. We'll chat and hang out, and let me know if anything you have, any projects you have coming up. Feel free to tag us in it, or let me know, like if you have Sector 7, you're going to try the Kickstarter or Nano 13 or anything. Let us know. We'll be down to. Yeah, you can come on whenever it goes live, and we'll promote it and help. So that's another reason why we're doing these live streams, is kind of indie promotion. We would love to get big enough to where we do like giveaways and like mass crowdfunding pushes where our audience, like we incentivize whoever's watching to back a campaign or something. So that we're really trying to just get into this to meet new people, hang out, chill, and then help support. So which I think is what the majority of everyone's trying to do. So,
we just got to find the fans. We're all helping each other. We just got to find the fans now.
Hey, you know what? As soon as this Indiegogo finishes, I'll get on Reddit and I'll let you know what happens. Because I will shout it from the rooftops if I find fans. Dude, once again, I'm kind of trying to wrap this up, but the quick little side note is on my Kickstarter for my last campaign, I got a comment from just a fan. So it wasn't like a creator who backed or anything, but it was just a person who got the Kickstarter, got the comic, and the comment just said, like, I really love it. Can't wait for issue 2. Already a big fan. Let me know if you have physical art we could buy, because we love the interior art so much. We'd love to have like a poster of something. Keep up the good work. And I'm like,
good, man.
All right, let's do number 2.
Yeah.
So
they'll get you through another year of nose
just
to grind.
one person.
Right there.
Yeah. So that's the kind of thing where
it was my mom.
It was my mom. Yeah. Actually, my mom is not interested in my comics, so that is fine. Probably fine.
That's how it is. Family doesn't give it's
they don't care. I understand. All right, man. Once again, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks,
everybody.
guys.
This is Ron. Thank you so much. We will see you. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully. Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy, man. Have a great night.
See ya. And removed. Hey, everybody. Don't end the stream. I
almost ended it, and I didn't because I remembered you wanted to go over something. Okay, I'm ending it now.